There's no easy way to say this.
What is she doing here?
Get out.
Who doesn't love a good movie hero? They're always there to save the day, right? But let's talk, folks. What about the villains? Yeah, those characters we love to hate or secretly adore. Admit it. Ever notice how some villains are just so good at being bad that we can't help but hate them a little extra? Well, that's when you know the actor is absolutely nailing it. But get this, sometimes a villain is played so well that people start side-eyeing the actor in real life. Can you believe it? Talk about being a victim of your own success. So who are these masterminds of menace who've turned the art of villainy into an almost unforgivable sin? Let's dive in, shall we?
It's one of those roles, I actually turned it down 3 times. I really didn't want to play that guy.
Kicking off our list of the Despicables, Richard T. Jones. Yes, we're talking about that Richard who played Mike, the top-tier jerk in Why Did I Get Married? Imagine being so notorious that fans want to reenact his movie scenes wherever or whenever they meet him in real life. Yep, the wine bottle moment.
Whatever.
So here's the lowdown. Richard has been gracing our screens for decades, from Ally McBeal to The Rookie. But it's his role as Mike that has people raging mad.
And I remember seeing it for the first time. I was like, oh, I'm going to be hated in this thing. I was afraid to take my wife to the premiere. I was like, oh, she's going to hate me in this thing. Yeah, I was like, oh, she's going to look at me like sideways.
Picture this, a retreat with old friends turned into dysfunctional couples, and there's Mike, making his wife drive because, in his words, she's fat as hell. Can you believe it? Even the other characters in the movie were shocked, with Patricia and Angela flabbergasted by his audacity.
Look, I wasn't paying for another seat for her big ass. Y'all know she fat as hell.
Seriously, who invited this guy to the party again? Oh, right, we did. Because who doesn't love a character you just love to hate? Enter Steve J. Harris, the drama king from The Practice.
Permission to address this court.
Yes, the very same who stole the show as Eugene Young.
After they asked for the lawyers, my client damn well asked for his lawyers, and all 3 of you sitting up there, you know it.
But hold on, because it's his scandalous role as Charles in Diary of a Mad Black Woman that's still setting tongues wagging.
It's over.
Charles!
Helen, don't act so surprised.
Can you believe Charles? Straight out of high school, he ties the knot with Helen, hustles through law school, and becomes a hotshot lawyer. But wait, there's more. He pushes Helen to stash her mom in a nursing home. Talk about harsh. And though they tried for kids, fate had other plans with 2 miscarriages. Just as his career skyrockets, guess what? He starts a side affair with Brenda, a high school buddy turned lawyer. Yup, the plot thickens. Charles and Helen hit the 20-year mark, and on their anniversary, he drops the bomb and ditches Helen for Brenda.
No,
I am not leaving!
what?
No! No!
Think you ain't going?
No!
Ouch! But as karma has it, Charles gets paralyzed neck down, and Brenda, she's out, not signing up for caregiver duty. The twist, after a miraculous recovery, Charles grovels back to Helen, promising church Sundays and couples therapy. She's not having it.
What you doing? Hey, stop! Stop! Hey, stop!
Over dinner with the legendary Medea, she serves Charles his final notice, divorce papers, and decides they're better off as just friends. But for fans, even if Steve Harris turns into a modern-day messiah, he's forever typecast as the notorious Charles McCarter.
When you was in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, that role, you had zero compassion. And it was just so crazy because I never seen you make me feel some type of way.
Get you out of here.
I don't understand.
Shut up.
Ready for a wilder ride than a Sunday sermon after a double espresso? Meet Carlos Armstrong, the guy who makes Charles look like a choir boy, masterfully portrayed by Blair Underwood in Medea's Family Reunion. Who's causing trouble now? Enter Lisa Bro, entangled with Carlos, the investment banker with a twisted idea of love. She's plotting an escape from their nightmare engagement, but her mom, Victoria, is hell-bent on marching her down the aisle for all the wrong reasons. Just when you think it can't get any messier, boom, secret spill. Money disappears from Lisa's trust, courtesy of Victoria's meddling and Carlos's shady plans. With the wedding bells about to ring, tempers reach boiling point.
I'm a thug. I'm a real thug. I shot Tupac.
Wedding disaster alert. Lisa bails and seeks refuge with Aunt Medea. But Carlos isn't letting go that easily. He sends Victoria on a retrieval mission, only for her to reveal her own betrayal. She helped Carlos raid Lisa's funds. Seriously, could this get any stickier? As Victoria attempts to drag Lisa back from Medea's, Vanessa is ready to rumble to save her sister from Carlos the con man. Wedding day chaos ensues, Lisa bolts, but winds up back at Medea's, where Medea serves up piping hot life lessons, literally, involving scalding grits. In a face-off with Carlos, Lisa dishes out her own form of justice with a skillet and a ring toss no one saw coming. Climax at the church, Lisa grabs the mic, spills the beans on Carlos's abuse, and drops the mic.
I'm not getting married today.
Exit stage left. No wedding today. What a scene.
I play a character by the name of Bo Willie Brown, mostly known as Bo Willie.
Starting out in Silver Spring, Maryland, Ely packed up his English degree and zipped off to New York, where he lit up the stage in hits like Joe Fearless and Wojak. Not just a pretty face, he snagged roles in Showtime's Soul Food, Law & Order, and even made sitcom land a tad more handsome with Madigan Men. Next stop, Hollywood, baby. A pal tipped him off about a role in Barbershop, and boom, he was cutting hair and stealing scenes.
Please, black people, be on time for something other than free before 11 at the club.
But hold up, did you know about his chilling turn in Tyler Perry's 2010 thriller For Colored Girls? Ely played Bo Williams, a haunted Army vet whose love story turns nightmarish. Despite his intentions to wed Crystal, played by Kimberly Elise, she turns him down to protect her children, sparking a terrifying reaction from Bo. Yes, this guy went and tossed his own kids out the window. Talk about an actor getting too deep into character. Now, fans are in a tizzy, and here's the kicker. They can't seem to separate Michael from his character. Poor Ely. Can you blame them, though? Throwing kids out a window is not exactly forgettable. Seriously, Michael, what were you thinking?
Churches don't want me to come. They think he's always a killer. I'm not always a killer. I play character roles.
Now, let's talk about Clifton Powell, a man whose face you've seen more than your own reflection. Starting in the flashy 80s, Powell became the go-to guy for over 100 films. Can you believe it? From street-smart dramas like Menace to Society.
Come here.
What?
I want to talk to you.
About what?
Let me get this thing.
To the hilarity in Next Friday.
Say it again. Say something else. Oh! Say something else.
He's done it all. And let's not forget him stepping into the shoes of Martin Luther King Jr. in Selma, Lord Selma.
Let us look hatred in the face, love in our heart.
Talk about range. Now, let's dish the real dirt. Remember Powell as Reggie, the ultimate bad boyfriend in Woman Thou Art Loosed?
Who are you?
Uncle Reggie. How you doing?
Yes, the scumbag who wrecked poor Michelle Jordan's life. Though his character sought redemption, fans in real life aren't letting him forget those wicked ways anytime soon. Every interview, every fan meet, bam, there it is. And Powell? Bet he'd rather talk about literally anything else.
From Woman That Are Loose, that was touching on his goddamn stepdaughter.
Hey man, come on, bro. Don't get another movie. Get another movie.
But hey, who doesn't love a little gossip with their nostalgia? Ouch, indeed.
Let's say that it's the most challenging role that I've had.
Who could forget Danny Glover as the notorious Mister in The Color Purple?
And you're too scared to open your mouth to people. All you fit to do is be Suge's maid.
That man made us all grind our teeth every time he came on screen. Fast forward a few decades, and would you believe it? Danny has flipped the script and turned into a Hollywood darling.
I want you to come and live at my house.
But anyone who has ever laid eyes on the original The Color Purple knows just how hard it is to warm up to Mr. The man was tougher on his kids than a $2 steak. And let's not even start on how he treated poor Celie, calling her ugly and pining after his sweetheart Suge Avery. The audacity, right? Come back to me! Imagine Tony Todd, not just as an actor, but as a thrill seeker with a flair for horror. Born on December 4th, 1954, Todd's most chilling role came in the 1992 horror classic Candyman, where he became the vengeful spirit whose signature move was releasing live bees from his mouth. No CGI, all real. In a scene that mixed terror with a bizarre twist of humor, Todd endured nearly 30 bee stings while filming, earning $1,000 per sting. Over 3 decades later, his portrayal still haunts viewers, proving that sometimes the scariest performances come with the biggest risks and the strangest rewards. Can you dare to say his name 5 times in the mirror? Or will the buzzing keep you awake?
I wanted to be a guy who was affable, part of the community, who handled his business like a business.
Giancarlo Esposito started his career at just 8 years old, not in a game of make-believe, but under the bright lights of Broadway. Giancarlo hit Manhattan at age 6 and was soon lighting up the stage as a slave child in Maggie Flynn. As he danced through the 60s and 70s, Giancarlo grabbed roles that barely flickered more than a backstage light bulb. It's the 80s, and he's popping up on TV screens everywhere, slowly becoming a household face for anyone with a remote. But guess what role turned his career from simmer to sizzle? Enter Gustavo Fring, the Breaking Bad villain so chilling, even other bad guys check their closets for him at night. As Gus, Giancarlo dished out revenge as effortlessly as Los Pollos Hermanos serves up those spicy wings. Plotting against drug lords or adjusting his tie with half a face gone, Giancarlo's Gus Fring had us riveted whether on or off screen, and a bit scared to turn off the lights. Who's up for some nerve-wracking drama with a side of popcorn? Michael Kenneth Williams kicked off life in the Big Apple back on November 22, 1966, and said his last goodbyes in Brooklyn on September 6, 2021. What a journey. From a kid in Brooklyn with a cool mix of South Carolina charm and a Bahamian flair thanks to his folks, to grooving on stage with pop icons like Madonna. Yes, Madonna.
Actual first audition I can remember acting was in a music video. It was for the Madonna.
He danced for big artists. I'm talking about Madonna.
But how did a dancer with a killer scar, not a backstory prop, folks, morph into an iconic actor? Thanks, Tupac, for spotting him for the 1996 Bullet gig. 2002, and there's Omar Little of The Wire chilling the streets of Baltimore with his duster jacket and not-so-hidden arsenal. And oh, the whistle of the farmer in the dell. Classic creep factor. Ever heard someone holler, Omar coming? That's street code for run, because this guy didn't mess around.
Somebody is coming now. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. At 34, Omar was still schooling everyone on how to be the smartest, most feared man in Baltimore, living life on the edge, one day at a time.